is Enoch Makanga. He's the Managing Director of Victory Consultants that deals with security and safety specialists, as well as the National Chairperson of the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya, PROSAC. Thank you very much for joining us. Big day, as Karanja Kibisho there says. And of course, it's a big day for both those that will be at Kasarani and those that will be in Jacaranda.
Yes.
In terms of security, what needs to be in place, bearing in mind that these two parallel, highly political events will be taking place?
I think first we must agree that this is a very, very, very serious day, and the police must now think outside the box. If they play their cards the way they played last time when the former Prime Minister was coming out of the country, then they'll find themselves in a very awkward position. They need to avoid the drama we had on that Friday. They need to make sure that they pull the GSU guys, they pull the guys that are not deployed to come in and assist them. And at any given time, they should not provoke the other guys in NASA, because if they provoke them, then we are going to have a problem. And that's a problem that we don't want the whole world now to put our eyes, because everybody is looking at Kenya. The whole world is looking at Kenya tomorrow. So it depends on the security plan that the Inspector General of Police has put in place.
I like that you mentioned the situation that we witnessed when Raila Odinga, the NASA leader, arrived in the country, leading to deaths of a number of people. And this started with of course, the police saying that you can't do this, you can't do A, B, C, D, but NASA and the supporters insisting that, no, this is a democratic right, it's a constitutional right, rather, we should do the same. The other day, we had the Nairobi police boss, Japhet Koome, already saying that we will not be permitting them to access Jacaranda because they have not followed procedure. NASA, from what we are hearing from the CEO now, they are saying, we are going ahead as planned. So then does this mean we should expect things like those? Because once again, supporters will clash with the police.
Now, that's now where I say this job of security requires somebody who is properly trained. And at this particular time, should the president be sworn in, or of course he'll be sworn in, I'm just pleading with him that security is not a docket that you can give somebody like Madiang. Madiang is an IT person, period. He's an IT person, period. So when he makes comments that do not reflect a security person, we in the security industry wonder. For example, the comments he was making when he was in Kisii, that he's going to release Chingororo. This is not a statement that is supposed to come from a CS. And that tells you he's making those statements because he doesn't have a security background. And we are very good Kenyans who are well-trained on security matters. In fact, I can say Kenya has the best.
You say that the police should think outside the box.
Exactly.
What do you mean by that? What should they be doing in a scenario like tomorrow's?
For example, let's look at what happened with the former Prime Minister. What they were supposed to have done is to come up with an operation order. That order must have plan A and plan B. Plan A, let's allow these guys, we escort them. We don't allow criminals to get into that procession from the airport. We escort them from the airport all the way to Uhuru Park. Let them talk, because it's their constitutional right. Let them talk. Let them do what they want to do. Let them go away. No Kenya could have been killed on that day. But now, look at a situation where police officers blocked these guys on Jogo Road. They were unable to block them. These guys were able to push police. In fact, the vehicles that were having the truck that were having the water cannons.
The water cannons.
Yes, the water got finished. Now, what happens if the water cannons could have been banned by the rioters? The government could have gotten a loss. Remember, they only have got a few trucks. So if they could have, the water could have run out. What could have happened? You saw one police vehicle being banned. Police vehicle being banned means you've been overtaken by events. So what these guys or the police officers were supposed to do is to look at the situation. Plan A, we try escort these guys to Uhuru Park. Should they misbehave, that's the time now the riot squad comes in. But now you can see these guys were pushed, police were pushed up to Kulima. You could see the two trucks running away. And now what happens? You have got bullets, rubber bullets, which you are firing, tear gas, which you are firing. You will have 20. You will fire. They'll get finished. When they get finished, what do? You remain you and members of the public. They'll come for you. So here I'm talking about endangering the lives of police officers. You are endangering the lives of police officers. They will fire, these things will get finished. When they get finished, they come for you. So in this case, to avoid a scenario where the police officers' lives are being put in danger, to avoid a scenario where members of the public will get killed, what do? You simply just give these people security. Let them do what they're supposed to, because it's their constitutional right. The fact that Kohome should say that they should not do, and he knows very well these guys have given a notice. For example, the chairman, the NASA CEO has said they will go ahead. These are a lot of people. You saw them. There were very many people. You cannot be able to fight such a people. What happened in Egypt was police threw tear gas, they got finished. They threw bullets, they got finished. Then at the end of the day, they were left with nothing. And you cannot compare Egypt and Kenya. Never, never, never. Egypt is another level. You can't compare the two.
All right, let's take a look at how the situation is before we get back with the conversation here with Enoch Makanga. He's the chairperson of the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya. Our reporter, William Lusiga, has been camping at the Kasarani Stadium since morning to just take a look at how the final preparations are ahead of the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Uhuru Kenyatta tomorrow at the Kasarani Stadium. He's now joining us live from there. William, is it all systems go from what we are hearing from the officials who are organizing this?
Yeah, actually, it's now officially that the preparation for the swearing of President Uhuru Kenyatta tomorrow are already complete. We have seen that everything now is in place, in preparation. And as a few minutes ago, we were speaking to the PS for the Ministry of Interior and Coordination, Kananja Kibiku, together with Naomi, who is the PS for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They stated that clearly that the preparation are now already complete, and what they are only waiting for is just confirmation of other states if they will be attending tomorrow's event. Actually, they told us already 43 delegations from different countries have already provided information that they will be coming here tomorrow, but they were not able to tell us maybe which countries or the members of other states who will be attending this event tomorrow. They promised to give the details before the end of the day. But from the other side, we have seen that the preparations are already complete. Remember that this event has been budgeted approximately 384 million Kenyan shillings, but they have said they are only going to use at least 300 million for this event, and together with Jamhuri Day, which will be held on 12th of December of this month.
All right, do we really know, in terms of the dignitaries and heads of states, has that been released, that who will be showing up at the Kasarani Stadium, William?
No, up to now, they have not given us the official names of other heads of state who will be gracing this event tomorrow. But from what we have seen, some of the flags that have already been put in place in this stadium, we have seen the flag for the Uganda as a country, and also we have seen the flag for Tanzania, and for maybe other countries which are not in Africa, we've seen the flag for Israel and also the flag for China. So we expect some of those states that already their flags have been raised here at Kasarani Stadium will be visiting this place tomorrow.
Right, William, we'll definitely be getting back to you in the broadcast as we look at the final preparations for the swearing-in ceremony of President-elect Uhuru Kenyatta at the Kasarani Stadium. Earlier on, there was also a traffic update from the Nairobi County Commander Japheth Koome on which roads you can use tomorrow, which ones will be blocked because of this particular event. Let's take a look at that briefing before we get back to the conversation.
We expect many international visitors, many ends of government. Therefore, there will be no compromise on security that day. No compromise at all. We have the red zone. What you've marked as the red zone. For that day, on Tuesday, 28th November, Mombasa Road will be red zone. Uhuru Highway will be red zone. Museum Mill, all the way to Barabaratano, Wangari Maathai Road, the former Forest Road, Thika Super Highway, all the way to Kasarani Complex, that will be red zone. What do I mean by saying is red zone? Maximum security. There it is serious business. Anybody causing trouble along the red zone will be dealt with according to the law and the family. Because as I've stated, we shall have ends of state from other countries, friendly countries in the city. So no compromise when it comes to security of any end of state, any end of government, or the foreign visitors. So I'm asking our people for that day, let's cooperate.
Nairobi County Commander Japheth Koome there earlier on in the day giving a briefing on how things will work around security, especially for dignitaries who will be attending the swearing-in ceremony of President Uhuru Kenyatta at the Kasarani Stadium. Once again in studio I am with Enoch Makanga. He's a national chairperson of the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya, PROSAC. We've had what the Nairobi County Commander has had to say. Quickly, seeing as you're a specialist, and many Kenyans might be wondering, these red zones, why have they picked those specific places, and what are red zones, and how are we supposed to behave tomorrow so that we don't get ourselves in the wrong side of the law?
Actually, what the county police commander is just trying to put across is that, of course, the head of state will be coming, some of them will be coming from the airport. So that means if you to use Mombasa Road, if you are coming from Kitengela or any other way joining Mombasa Road, you need to be shown by traffic where you are supposed to go. In other words, just stay in your house. Because at the end of the day, Mombasa Road is going to be used unless those people who are working, who are doing what you call essential services, like you people of the media, you need to get in your offices early enough. So when he talks about the red zone, he's talking about the roads that will be used by the VIPs. For example, from the airport going to the hotels, which of course are like Intercontinental, the one in Westlands, Serena. And then from there, of course, now following the Wayaki Way, all the way going to the super highway, thick highway, to Kasarani. This means that they really have to put in a lot of effort, extra energy, to make sure that nothing happens, especially when we're having international guests. When a head of state comes to a particular country, it is the duty of that particular country to make sure that they put in place very good security measures to make sure that this guy or the president moves from one point to another without any hindrance. There should be no anybody blocking him. There should be no problem at all. Up to the hotel, and in the hotels, again, they've again put in enough security just to make sure that the hotels are taken over by police. They normally have tourism police. They are the ones again who are staying there. Plus, the guys from the rec company, President Escort, just to make sure they beef up security where these head of states are staying. So that's what's supposed to be put in place. Then yes, at Kasarani, of course, the place must be swept. It must be swept tonight, early enough. The sniffer dogs must go there, clear, make sure that place is properly secure. Then after that, it is guarded up to tomorrow. You heard he's saying that members of the public are allowed to come in from 4 a.m. in the morning. That means before that, I think more security will be put in place. People will have to go through the normal security checks before they get into. And then after that, the head of state will come first before the president-elect comes in last. And again, you know, they have to follow time. As he has said, that that must be done between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
So with these parallel functions happening tomorrow, and of course both functions expecting to hold thousands of people expected in both these functions, how do you expect security officials in this country to behave?
This is now what we call mix and match. If police don't mix and match both occasions, then it may be an embarrassment again. Because as I've said, from a professional perspective, if at all NASA have given a notice as required by law, I think there's no side shows here. They should just provide them security. They must go on. Because it will just be a repeat of what happened last Friday. If they don't give them security and they want to block them from doing that rally, what's going to happen is that we shall have the miracles that we saw, and again, people will lose lives. Now, is that what Kenyan wants? Is that the direction we want to go? We are saying no. As security professionals, we are saying, let them do what they want to do. I think there's no miracle here. There's no big deal here. Let them just continue with their rally. As long as they are able to provide security. No looting is taking place like what happened last time, where they left them. They were able to move from the airport, going all the way. And you know, what happens in the Kenyan scenario is that whenever we have a demonstration, already criminals are trying to prepare to get advantage. So those who stay around Jacaranda, they should also make sure that they also prepare them, because criminals will be preparing to take advantage of the NASA rally and do other manyangas or do other things that we're not ready to see.
All right, thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Enoch Makanga is the National Chairman of the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya. As we just take a look at the state of security tomorrow, what really should we be expecting? Once again, thank you very much for joining us here on KTN News Desk. Let's take a break as we wrap it up for the first hour of the bulletin. We'll be back with more.